All right. What's up, you guys? Welcome. You are watching Real Talk TV. Please, if you enjoy watching the content, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and you can also donate to the, production, if you will, or the growth of the channel by going to Real Talk 23 on your Cash App and dropping $1, um, or whatever your heart desires, whatever. But today, so we're going to be finishing up um, with our writing. Let's see. We're going to be finishing up with how to get through the writing process of your book. Um, take your time with this. The reason I say take your time is because you don't want to rush through learning what the process is, because then you'll mimic someone else's and you won't get a feel of your own. This is a rough um, step by step from my perspective what worked for me. And I say that because it may be a little bit different. It may be in a different order for you. But definitely it's good to have something to start the process. So here we go. This is just a recap on what we did the other day, and that is we worked on step one, which was working on an idea, a topic, or purpose. Um, they'll be separate or they'll be somehow together. You have to figure that out. Once you get your topic, your purpose, what it is you want to talk about, um, what it is you want to do. If it's fiction, creative nonfiction, biography, autobiography, if it's oh gosh, and all kind of poetry. Um, Figure out what it is that you want to write about and in what form you want to write about it. Um, Once you have that, start immediately writing. After you start writing, step back, get the first sentence down, get something on paper. For me, on paper, but you can use your computer. Get something out, get it out, and then once you get enough of it out, create an outline. Where does what you wrote fall into the overall story? What it is you want to tell and how you want to tell it. And then once you have that, you want to keep writing. Do not edit it at this point. Just keep writing. Write until you get that first bit of writer's block, and then it's when you pull back. Take your break. But you have to have a nice little chunk in order for when you come back to it, that you'll be able to see a little bit clearly what it is that you were working on. So step 5, once you keep writing. Step 5, I would say, um, let me get to it. Step 5, oops, what I do wrong? Okay, nothing. Step 5, step 5, you want to pull back just a little. So take that break that you need. Mm, should I capitalize? Fine. Take mental break. That simply means um, just maybe have someone you trust look at it. You could go as far as getting people to sign a non-disclosure. That's up to you. But writing is one of those things. If you trust the person and they have no reason to take the content, then you can share it with them. I shared a lot of my works with professors and when I was writing, and family members, and nothing happened. mostly because a lot of people just not interested. They don't invest that much into writing, and so your project means nothing in terms of taking it. But have someone else take a glance at it, or share your thoughts with someone who may be interested in being a reader, who may be interested in being your audience, um, and see what they have to say. So take that break. Share with us someone you trust. And you can do that in that process, and that'll let them be the eyes, and they'll say, okay, that sounds good. I like where you're going. Or maybe you should consider getting someone a little bit more professional to help you organize. Maybe you didn't do the organization properly, the outline of it right. So you might want to have somebody a little bit more advanced in the process of organizing. Take a look at it. Once you have that, step 6, and don't be afraid. Like, you see, I type slow. Don't be afraid. That's why I say do not edit. It's not your job to edit yet. Your mind is focused on the creativity at this point. You have others who might take a glance at it. Don't get too many people, but your job is the creativity. So you want to be able to come back to it, and then once you get that feedback, then you take a look at it, I would say. Then you look at it. That's when you don't edit it per se, but you want to focus on the structure. Focus on the structure, and if in your interest, how you feel about reading it. Um, Reading what you have. Okay. Uh, let's see if any. If I don't see you, say hello, please. Don't be upset. I am on a different screen, going back and forth. All right. So step 7. Step 7 is getting back to writing. Everything works around writing. After about step 4, everything is kind of back and forth. You do it. You're going in and out of other steps. So I would say this one might even be something like you might even say, okay, repeat step 6. You might say repeat step 3. Um, but it's kind of a little different. So you're going back and you're looking at a specific thing. Is what I'm saying being conveyed? So okay, step 7. Write some more. All you're doing is keep writing. I'm gonna put that. Keep writing. That is the most important part of this all. Keep writing. And this time I want you to write until you get past halfway. Do not edit anything. Don't stop until you get at least a little bit more than halfway. Keep writing. Past halfway. Okay. Uh, so so that's what you want to do. You want to write. Focus on getting it finished before you start becoming super critical of the work that you have, because what happens a lot of times to writers is They spend so much time on editing. They spend so much time on reworking that they forget how important it is to just get it finished, just get it done. All right. And also make sure you drop in the comments your struggles if you've had any, your concerns. I would love to hear what people are doing and how they're pushing through. Okay. Step 8. And these steps seem like a lot, but they're really not. Seem like a lot of steps, right? Step 8. Once you get to that halfway point, then you can start really dissecting slightly what you're doing. Are my characters developed? Who are the characters in it? You can start saying, okay, who is this? Who am I writing this for? And that kind of falls under. I'm just going to put audience. Start thinking about audience. Start thinking about audience. Who is this for? Is this for other? Is this like, are you a female author and you're writing to women, or are you writing to men? Are you writing to children? What is their education level? Level of education? Is it academic? Um, all those things you want to think about. How is the book? You want to pay attention to the vocabulary. You don't want anything too advanced for the genre. You don't want anything too advanced for your ideal audience. So start paying attention to how does this sound. If I were a reader, if I was the person that I'm targeting, how would I feel about this content? What would I want to see? What have I read before? Um, so your next break, once you start thinking about the audience, here's the next step. You're not gonna like this. I know. I know. I had to do this. I promise. You don't have to do this, but it is beneficial to you. Step 9. You want to read similar works. And you won't believe how many times I've heard other writers say, but mine is different. It's not the same. There's no book like mine. Ugh, that is not true. You will find something in this world of literature. It's so much out there. You will find something similar to yours. You will find something very much like yours. You will find something that, whether it be the topic, the style, whether it be the storytelling, whatever it is, there'll be works like yours. Start looking at works like yours and that are already published that you can find in the bookstore or that you can find in the library, and start seeing how they worked theirs. And this will give you some time to step away um, from what you have already written and see it from more of your audience's points of view. This is a very needed added extra step, but it's very necessary if you want to be successful at reaching your audience. Don't write just to write. Uh, Read to write, and write to read. If that makes any sense. Let's see. All right. Where are we? Step 10. Once you have did some reading, once you have started thinking about your audience, looking at your work uh, based from your audience's point of view or who you want your target audience to be, then you want to start writing again. And you know what's interesting? This part will be different. It will be different depending on what your findings are. You want to continue writing, or you want to rework. I hate to say this, but it is a possibility. You may need to change course, meaning meaning um maybe this wasn't maybe you're not ready to produce this work. Maybe you have to put that work aside and work on something else. Let's, for instance, I'm gonna give you a for instance because I'm just telling you this based on experience. I'm working on a play. I've been working on this play for many years, and every time I think, okay, I'm ready to really focus on finishing this play, I realize it needs to be reworked. It needs to be. I need to put that to the side. Um, when I have all of the pieces of the puzzle together, and in doing so, I was able to actually finish a work, which is my first book, because I was I saw through the organization. I saw that uh, I was more inclined to finish that book than my play for the time being. You will always have the opportunity to go back and work on it again. You just put it aside as future, you know, your future goal. Okay, so don't be afraid to do that. All right. So right. So reanalyze. I'll put reanalyze. Figuring out pretty much where you are. Is it worth it to finish? And just think about the fact that if you decide to put a hold on that project, it's more than halfway done. Oh, I feel like it's a Y there. And it's more than halfway done. So reanalyze. Take that time to reanalyze, and don't feel discouraged from whatever choices you decide. Step 11. If you have if you are continuing on the writing route, if you know, okay, I don't need to put that to the side. I'm gonna continue writing. I'm feeling good about what I have. Um, it's time to move forward. Finish it up, and don't start. Go back to your schedule. Make sure you have a schedule to finish it up. Wrap it up. Um, and so keep writing. Finish your work. Write. Don't stop. This is the perfect time to finish it up. Wrap it up. And because this is that once you start writing after this point, it's a nice smooth downhill. You can add two or three alternate endings if you want, one or two. But this part, if once you start writing the second half, you will get it finished. You will. But you have to keep writing and don't stop writing. You are already confident about where it is going. All you have to do is Finish it up. And I know the previous live, someone Ivy mentioned um writer's block. Yes, you will experience writer's block. Writer's block is just telling you, I need a mental break. I need to breathe. Your mind needs to relax. Give yourself some time to relax. But I don't say give yourself idle time. Give yourself time to relax by reading some other work. Reading other work that you have. Reading work from authors that you enjoy. Reading work that is similar to the work you're working on. But do not allow it too much idle break time. Just don't read your work. You're staying away from yours, but you're still reading. You're still thinking in the mind of finishing and completing. All right. Step 12, editing. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. When I say, if you are not a great editor, find yourself an editor. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you finding an editor. And I probably will stop there because this is the biggest part. Like, this is very important. You do whatever you decide, do not publish whatever you do not publish your work without editing it. Editing is so important. And this is when you give it up, you surrender it to whoever you need to surrender it to multiple times. You're going to be your editor. You're going to have a professional editor. You're going to be your editor again. You're going to have another professional editor. You're going to be your editor again. Because what happens is there are different types of editors. There's editors who focus on how it looks on the page. You're not worrying about them yet. Your focus, there'll be an editor who focuses on grammar. You're not worried about them either yet. You want an editor to read your work and say, there is cohesion from chapter to chapter to chapter. They make sense, they flow. The story flows. The message to be conveyed works. It flows. And when you hear that, that is when you know you have passed that part. And you can move on to the next. You're editing it yourself before you pass it on, simply because it's very difficult to help someone if they haven't taken a second or third look at it themselves. So that what you're saying is the words, the sentences are complete sentences or close enough. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. No questions in the comments? No, nothing? Okay. So, yeah. So we stop in here at finding an editor, and we're going to dig more into it next time. But I really hope that this helps any of the editors. We have a few more. We stopped at 4. We are now at 12. And I'm sure that you can, if you need me, I'm here. I'm going to attempt to be here every day for I think I have like 10 more days or 15 more days. Very difficult for this 21 days. But you'll see a video. We'll work through it together. If you catch a live, please ask any questions that you have. So yeah, editor. We are now at the editor portion. You are going to be your first editor. Once you're finished, you're taking a break. You're taking a break because it's going to be overwhelming. But you want to read your work before you pass it to someone else. Because you might find some things that could have been added before you pass it along. Minor things that might help the editor understand. So do a quick read through on your own once or twice or 3 or 4 times. It's up to you how you feel. How is it making you feel? And then you start searching for an editor. And we'll get to that part. That part is probably going to have bulletins. It might even be on its own, because that process is very important. All right, guys. Let's see. Well, that's it. Yeah. So thank you so much for liking this video, subscribing to my channel, sharing this video, hitting the notification. Uh, I look forward to seeing you next time or next video. And make sure you put a comment in the comment section about how this helped you, um, and what you are going through, have gone through with your in the process of writing and publishing your first book. Until next time, peace.